The power of visualization and affirmations from mind to reality. Imagination is more important than knowledge, and faith combined with action is the force that moves mountains. Inspired by Albert Einstein and ancient wisdom, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford, The Architecture of Reality. Your mind as a creative force. Your mind can become your greatest ally, but an ally without direction is a warrior without a weapon. The question is not only what you think, the real question is, how are you using your mind to create the future you desire? Many people dismiss visualization and affirmations as fantasy, as superstition, as empty self-help, and honestly, I understand why. Because if you treat these ideas like magic, they become meaningless. But when you understand what is really happening beneath the surface, everything changes. This is not magic. It is neuroscience, emotional conditioning, focus, identity, and aligned action. Your brain is one of the most powerful creation systems in existence. And here is something most people never realize. Your subconscious mind cannot fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. The thoughts you repeat, the emotions you intensify, and the images you continuously visualize begin shaping your internal reality, and eventually, your external reality starts responding to it. Every repeated thought creates neural pathways in the brain, especially thoughts charged with emotion over time. Those pathways become automatic patterns, beliefs, habits, behaviors, reactions. Your mind begins operating from those patterns without you even noticing. That is why your inner world eventually becomes your outer world. And this is where most people sabotage themselves. Because if your mind is programmed for fear, scarcity, victimhood, or limitation, it will fight against every opportunity trying to transform your life. It will convince you that success is too difficult, that wealth belongs to other people, that your dreams are unrealistic. Why? Because the brain prefers what is familiar, even when what is familiar is painful. That is internal sabotage. But when you begin reprogramming your mind with gratitude, certainty, abundance, and possibility, your perspective starts changing. You begin noticing solutions instead of obstacles, opportunities instead of limitations, growth instead of fear. Your mind is not just a reflection of your life. It is one of the main forces shaping it. Visualization becomes the compass, affirmations become the internal commands, and action becomes the engine that moves your future forward. Stop begging life for change and start becoming the person capable of creating it. Most people speak from a place of lack. I want financial freedom. I want to get out of debt. I want success. I want a better life. But hidden inside those words is the emotional energy of not having, scarcity, need, desperation, and the subconscious mind absorbs that identity. Now compare that energy to this. I am building financial freedom. I am becoming financially disciplined. I am creating a life of abundance. I am developing a business that changes lives. Do you feel the difference? When energy asks, the other becomes. The moment you begin speaking from identity instead of desperation, your mind starts changing, and once the mind changes, your actions begin changing too. Your reality responds to what you consistently believe, feel, and reinforce through action. The words you repeat daily are programming your identity, and identity shapes destiny. When you repeatedly say, I am abundant, I am disciplined, I am capable, I am creating wealth, I am becoming free, your subconscious mind slowly begins accepting that as truth. And eventually, your life begins aligning with it, because your words are not empty. Your words are commands. Your words are invisible agreements with your future. Affirmations, commands to your subconscious. Mind affirmations are far more powerful than most people realize. They are not just positive phrases, they are intentional instructions directed toward your subconscious identity. When repeated consistently, with emotion, certainty, and action, they begin reshaping your inner programming. Subconscious. Reprogramming every affirmation, repeated with conviction, weakens old limiting beliefs, and every repetition strengthens new neural pathways. You are literally training your mind to think differently, to react differently, to perceive reality differently over time. Self-sabotaging patterns begin losing power, and a new identity begins emerging, activating the reticular activating system, RAS. Your reticular activating system, or RAS, is the filtering system of your brain. It decides what information deserves your attention. When your mind is focused on scarcity, your brain notices problems, but when you consistently focus on growth, opportunity, wealth, and solutions, your RAS begins searching for evidence that supports those beliefs. Suddenly, you notice opportunities that were always there, ideas, connections, possibilities, resources, not because they magically appeared, but because your mind is finally trained to recognize them. Emotional and energetic. Alignment emotion amplifies programming. That is why affirmations spoken without feeling rarely create transformation. But when gratitude, certainty, peace, or excitement become attached to your thoughts, your internal state changes and your actions begin reflecting that state. This is where transformation truly begins, not in wishful thinking, but in emotional alignment, combined with disciplined action. Visualization creates direction. Affirmations create identity, but action is what turns potential into reality. Visualization, the movie that creates your future. If affirmations are the commands, visualization is the movie you continuously project into your subconscious. Mind about the future you want to create. But true visualization is not simply thinking about success. It is feeling it, experiencing it, living it mentally with such clarity that your mind begins accepting it as familiar. You must see it, hear it, feel it, experience it emotionally, as if it were already unfolding in your life, because your brain does not fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. And once your subconscious accepts a future as emotionally real, it begins preparing you for it. Fear decreases, anxiety weakens, self-sabotage becomes quieter, and confidence begins growing internally before external results even appear. If affirmations are the commands, visualization is the immersive experience, the internal rehearsal, the movie that slowly reshapes your identity, and it must become more than a blurry fantasy. It must feel alive. Don't just visualize a large bank account. Feel the steering wheel of the car you dream about. Driving, hear your family laughing inside the home you are. Building, feel the calm of waking up without financial pressure. Controlling your life, smell the coffee in the morning while knowing your time finally belongs to you, because the power of visualization is not only in seeing the result, but in emotionally experiencing the process. Your brain does not activate transformation through images alone. It activates through emotion. Emotion is what signals the nervous system that something matters. And when you repeatedly visualize success with emotional intensity, your mind begins creating internal familiarity with that future. It starts saying, I know this reality. I've been here before. This is possible for me. That is why visualization becomes so powerful. It programs your internal GPS. It trains your nervous system for expansion. And when opportunities finally appear in the real world, your mind no longer reacts with fear. It reacts with recognition. Visualization is the silent rehearsal that prepares you for the performance of your future reality. The engineering of consciousness. Daily exercises to defeat self-sabotage. Visualization and affirmations are not philosophy alone. They are daily training for the mind, a way to dismantle the internal saboteur that keeps most people trapped in old identities. Start with something simple. 5-minute visualization journal, not someday, not when life becomes easier, every day, write in the present tense, as if your future were already unfolding. Don't write vague desires like, I want to become wealthy. Write with emotional precision. Write as if you are already becoming that version of yourself. For example, I generate $50,000 a month through my business while creating freedom for my family. I feel calm, grateful, disciplined, and financially secure. I wake up every day with purpose, clarity, and abundance. The more emotionally vivid your writing becomes, the more clearly your subconscious mind understands the destination. You are programming your internal GPS. Then strengthen that vision with what I call your mental board. Every morning, spend a few moments mentally rehearsing your ideal day. How would you think? How would you speak? How would you make decisions if you were already becoming your future self? This conditions your brain for aligned action, and most importantly, be ruthless with your internal dialogue, because your inner voice is programming your future every single day. Most people unconsciously repeat phrases that reinforce limitation. Maybe one day, I hope things change. What if I fail? I don't know if I can. Replace them immediately. Transform uncertainty into identity. Instead of saying, someday I'll make it, say, I am already building my future step by step. Instead of, I hope I can, say, I am becoming the person capable of doing this. And instead of, let's see if I succeed, say, I am prepared, I am disciplined, and I will continue moving forward. Because repetition creates identity, and identity creates destiny. Affirmations are not empty sounds, they are instructions, mental seeds, commands repeated often enough until they become habits, actions, and eventually reality. Train your inner voice to become your ally, not your prison. Read your affirmations, feel them emotionally, and reinforce them with consistent action. Real stories of transformation. Laura, a digital entrepreneur, visualized herself reviewing sales reports worth thousands of dollars every morning. But she didn't stop at visualization. She launched products, tested campaigns, learned from mistakes, improved constantly. 3 years later, what once existed only in her imagination became her everyday reality. Carlos, a businessman and marathon runner, mentally rehearsed crossing the finish line long before race day arrived. He later applied that same discipline to real estate negotiations. He learned to mentally close deals before entering the room. His confidence was no longer based on hope. It was based on internal preparation. Marta, a single mother, transformed her life by rewriting her inner dialogue. She stopped repeating, I'm trapped by my debts, and began saying, I am rebuilding my freedom one step at a time. That internal shift gave her the emotional strength to start a local business, one that eventually changed the future of her entire family. The 3-minute daily challenge transformation does not require perfection, but it does require consistency. Every morning or every night, dedicate just 3 minutes to this exercise. Intentional gratitude. Think of 3 specific things you genuinely appreciate today, not generic answers. Feel them emotionally, because gratitude trains your mind to recognize abundance. A powerful affirmation. Choose an affirmation that deeply resonates with you. Repeat it 3 times with certainty, not as a wish, as a declaration. For example, I am becoming financially free. I am disciplined with money. I am building a life of abundance. You see, 1 aligned action. Finally, choose 1 small action that aligns with the person you are becoming. If your affirmation is, I am financially responsible, then your action might be, today I will review my expenses consciously. Because affirmations without action become fantasy, but affirmations combined with action become transformation. Closing the chapter, the power of creation. Don't beg life for change. become the person capable of creating it. Don't just dream, act. Don't wait for permission. Transform yourself, because creation does not begin with your hands. It begins with your mind, your emotions, your identity, and the decisions you repeat every day. One day, you will suddenly realize something incredible. You are no longer visualizing your future. You are living it. What you repeat, you reinforce. What you visualize, you move toward. And what you consistently become internally eventually transforms your external reality forever.